just sitting here talking about what keeps one inspired or what inspires. You know, inspiration what? Inspiration comes like a thief in the night. Sometimes you don't know what's going to happen. Like, for instance, I'll give you a little story. Last summer, I go on Netflix. What should I watch? Oh, it's the Jaco Pastorius biography movie that they had on there. I watched that. I probably watched that 3 or 4 times. I just enjoyed it. And then, I realized I never really digested any of the weather report stuff. So I went on a weather report jag. Now, I like to go for walks, long walks. So I started downloading a bunch of weather report stuff and going for walks on that. And really enjoyed the interesting part for me was, of course, Jaco played all this unbelievably cool, tasty stuff, a lot of chops. But Joe Zawinul and Wayne Shorter, for the most part, they played very succinct little kind of sequential motifs, if you will, while they would solo. They would build up these little themes and so on and so forth, as opposed to the way Joe Zawinul played when he was playing with Cannonball Adderley, which was more of the traditional kind of jazz improvisation. But it was interesting to me because I've become, as I get older, I'm attracted more to that kind of call and response, sequential, developing theme type of thing, as opposed to just kind of going with a free form. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Anyway, so I got very much into that. And then right around the same time, I started listening to a bunch of Horace Silver. And he kind of plays that same way. A lot of humor in his playing, a lot of allusions to like nursery rhymes and other classic tunes and other jazz tunes. And I just enjoyed the hell out of that. So I found myself listening to keyboard players. And then I watched another Netflix thing on James Booker, who was a New Orleans-based piano player, kind of the one of the big godfathers of New Orleans-style piano, and was a big influence on a lot of people. Harry Connick, for one, and this guy taught Dr. John how to play organ and so on and so forth, or influenced him. Anyway, so I really enjoyed hearing that. So I found myself being influenced by keyboard players in this regard. And then I started listening to a bunch of Ravi Shankar because I love that Indian classical music stuff. So I started listening to a bunch of that and really getting into that zone. So I wasn't really even listening to guitar players per se. I was listening to a bunch of that stuff, and I get on obsessive jags where I'll listen to a ton of that stuff over and over again. And I really like this headspace it brought me to, and that inspired me in my own playing in weird ways. But it was cool. So it's weird how you find inspiration. A lot of times, just kind of random segues. You'll see, like I mentioned, not weird, but a kind of seemingly a random exposure to a Netflix movie or something, or you'll run across something on YouTube and so on and so forth, and away you go. I'll give you an example. I'll give you another example. I've been playing a 58 Strat lately, and I've been enjoying that immensely, but it's only got a 3-way toggle switch, and right around the same time, my son's been rediscovering, or for him, discovering for the first time, some old Deep Purple stuff, like the Burn record. And so then I start getting influenced by that Ritchie Blackmore sound and the way he basically just played neck pickup, bridge pickup on a Strat. And that kind of leads you into some interesting places. Not that I'm playing Ritchie Blackmore licks per se, but just kind of that treatment and that tone. So I'm always on the antenna's always out for any kind of thing that gets my mind working in a different way to keep me inspired to create in a way that's maybe a little bit different from what I've been doing as of late. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay inspired. You never know what'll do it. Maybe a Netflix movie, maybe Ritchie Blackmore. Wow, that was a song that probably should have been left unsung. But you know what? I think you got the point. Adios.